Hello, Wastelanders! This is Jewel Smith playing Fallout 4, where I am Fiona, General of the Minutemen. And this is going to be just a short little contraptions video. I've been doing videos about each of the different machines that you can build with the Contraptions expansion. And the last machine I have left to cover is the explosives mill, which I had not built simply because I did not have all the perks for it. I hadn't been using a lot of explosives in the game, so I had not taken all of the explosives perks. But I am level 138 now. I had a couple of unspent perks, and I went ahead and took the explosives perks so that I could build this machine and all of the items that it offers. And here they are on display. We have the bottle cap mine, the baseball grenade, the molotov cocktail, and then the frag mine and frag grenade. That would be right there. The cryo mine and the cryogenic grenade, the pulse mine and the pulse grenade, and the plasma mine and the plasma grenade. And I am here at Grey Garden. I've already done a settlement tour of Grey Garden a while back, but I revamped the settlement just a little bit to put in the explosives mill. I tried to think of a good location, a settlement where, well, for one, I had some space. Most of my settlements are all built up and I don't have a lot of space. But also a settlement where the explosives mill would be out of the way and not a threat to the settlers in case, there was an accident. Heaven forbid. So what I did is I came here to Grey Garden and I built it up here on the overpass where there's this bus that can't be scrapped. And I had previously used this bus as a bar. See, it says party bus. I left the lights on it, but what I did was I changed it around a little bit. John and I had our own little private bus over here, and then this was the bar for the settlement. But what I did was removed the bar for John and I, or the bus for John and I, and removed the bar from in here. Now this is our bus, and I put the bar, oh, there's John. I put the bar down there between the trees. You see that little blue canopy? That's where I put the bar. Moved it down there. The settlers seem to have a hard time pathing up here anyway, so it was better to move it down there for them. But what I did here is up here on the overpass, I built this little corner and put in the explosives mill. Now, to build the explosives mill, you need to have the demolition expert rank 2 just to build it. Right, and you've got to hook it up to a power source. It requires 8 power. Let me show you here. So I built this generator that produces 10 so that I could run my terminal, my explosives mill, and the conveyor storage, which I just put there so that when the items roll off the machine here, they don't just fall on the ground. They roll into conveyor storage. And then, of course, I have all these crates here for the storing and transportation of my explosives. So this is way up here on the overpass, so it doesn't bother the settlers. There's an elevator going up and down, but we can also walk off the end of the overpass over there if we needed to. Now, let's be realistic. If this were the real world and I was not limited by the boundaries of the settlements that we're given in PlayStation 4, I would be building the pyrotechnics, or not the pyrotechnics, the explosives mill over there. Oh, hey, John. Pyrotechnics mill was the last contraptions video that I had done. I think. Wasn't that the last one that was out of Echo Lake Lumber? Anyway, but if this was the real world, I would probably build this explosives mill in that garage right there. Right? Wouldn't that make more sense to have it away from this main settlement? But I can't build over there, so I had to build it here. So let's take a look at it. Hooked up to the terminal. The terminal is what you use to control the output of the explosives mill. So here are all the things you can make. Now, if you don't have all the perks, all of the items won't show up in this menu. For instance, before I got the Demolition Expert perk 3 and perk 4, rank 3, rank 4, I could not see the pulse grenade, plasma grenade, pulse mine, or plasma mine on here. They just didn't show up because I didn't have the perks. So in order to build all of these things, you're going to need to have all of the Demolition Expert perks and 3 of the science perks. I don't know if there's more than 3 for science, but you need to have at least 3 or all 3, whatever it is, to build all of these things. All right, so for the baseball grenade, let's take a look at that. You need to have a baseball, adhesive, fertilizer, oil, and steel. And pretty much adhesive and fertilizer are needed for, I think, all of these things, except for some of the mines. No, the mines take adhesive too, but they don't take fertilizer. Okay. Nuclear material. Okay, anyway, sorry, getting ahead of myself. So this is what you need to make the baseball grenade. Then the next thing would be the molotov cocktail. You don't need to have any perks to be able to make those. So if you've got the 2 demolition rank perks to build the machine itself, it will manufacture baseball grenades and molotov cocktails and bottle cap mines. So here for a molotov, you need adhesive, cloth, 2 glass, and 4 oil to fill that glass bottle up, and the cloth to make the wick, I guess. Alright, and then the next thing would be the bottle cap mine. Now, it says in order to make the bottle cap mine, you need Demolition Expert perk 1, but of course you'd already have that if you had Demolition Expert rank 2 in order to make the machine in the first place. You would obviously have rank 1 as well. So for the bottle cap mine, you need that. You need a Vault-Tec lunchbox, which at this point in the game I've collected over 60 of them, so I put those in the machine. Adhesive, fertilizer, oil, and steel. Now I think if you have the builder machine, which they just call it a builder, but it's a toy builder, and I have that over at Finch Farm if you want to look at my Finch Farm tour, but it will make the lunch boxes for you. So if you need lunch boxes and you don't want to go around looking for them, or you've used up all the ones you've found, you can go and manufacture the lunch boxes over at the builder machine. Now, I haven't tried it out myself. I haven't actually, I've made lunch boxes, but I haven't taken the lunch boxes from the builder machine and put them into this machine. I'm assuming it'll work, but you never know with Bethesda. Okay, so the next thing would be the frag grenade. You need the Demolition Expert perk 2 for that, which you also needed to build the machine in the first place, so this should be available to you if you've built the machine. Adhesive, aluminum, fertilizer, oil, and a spring. Aluminum can sometimes be difficult to get. I've done a separate video about where you can find aluminum throughout the wasteland. And adhesive you can make if you have lots of settlements where you're growing potatoes, mute fruit, corn, and you have extra water. You can make vegetable starch, and that will be an adhesive. Or of course you can buy it or find it throughout the wasteland. Fertilizer you can get from your cows if you have Brahmin in your settlements. Alright, and then let's see what's next. The frag mine would be next. The fragmentation mines you can also build if you only have the Demolition Expert perk 2. Adhesive, aluminum, fertilizer, oil, and steel. And then the cryo grenade. Where's the cryo grenade? Cryogenic grenade, okay. It says you can build that if you have the Demolition Expert perk 2 as well as Science perk 1. So you didn't need Science perk 1 in order to build this machine, but you would need Science perk 1 in order to be able to make the cryo grenade and cryo mine. That takes acid, adhesive, aluminum, nuclear material, and a spring. And for the cryo mine, acid, adhesive, aluminum, circuitry, and nuclear material. So you don't need fertilizer for that one, but you do need nuclear material, circuitry, acid, and other goodies. Alright, then the next would be pulse grenade. Now you need demolition expert rank 3 and science rank 2 to be able to build the pulse grenade and pulse mine. So let's take a look at those. Adhesive, aluminum, circuitry, nuclear material, and a spring. There's the pulse mine. Adhesive, aluminum, circuitry, fiber optics, and nuclear material. Fiber optics can be tricky. You can sort of mine fiber optics from the building at Jamaica Plain. Not where the settlement is at Jamaica Plain, but the little city hall building. Every so often that will respawn all those little traps that are in the basement, and if you go in and disable all of them, you can get fiber optics. You can also get fiber optics. I usually just buy microscopes from all the different vendors in the game. I think microscopes have fiber optics. Alright, now let's see. Pulse grenade. That's the... Oh no, plasma grenade. That's what we're doing next. Plasma grenade. That's the next one. You need demolition expert rank 4 and science rank 3. Alright, so that's the most powerful grenade you can make with this. This machine will not make the nuclear grenades and nuclear mines. I think that's a thing in the game, but it won't make those. I've got some nuclear grenades and whatnot. Alright, so plasma grenade, but this machine won't make them. Adhesive, aluminum, circuitry, nuclear material, and a spring. And then for the plasma mine, I guess that's the most potent explosive you can make with this. Adhesive, whoa, quite a bit of aluminum, circuitry, fiber optics, and nuclear material. Alright, so that's it. That's everything you can make with this explosives mill. And then if you want to make something, see, I've got it hooked up to a switch so that it's not running unless I turn it on. You want to make some frag grenades, John? John loves his boom boom grenades. He loves chucking a grenade. So let's make him some frag grenades. He'll chuck anything. He'll chuck a molotov cocktail. You know, whatever you give him. He likes to blow things up. That's my baby. Alright, so we'll turn that on. And it just starts cranking. And it will just keep producing whatever you've got it set to until you run out of materials to produce that thing. See, here it goes into the conveyor storage. And you can use shipments. Like you could have a shipment of aluminum, or you could have a shipment of circuitry or whatever. But it will also use items. It doesn't have to be in shipments. So like I've got some shipments in here. Adhesive, fertilizer, steel. But then I've also got items. You know, like sealed wonder glue. It will take the adhesive out of that. Microscopes. I was showing you microscopes. Let's look at the microscope. Yeah, see that's got fiber optics, crystal glass, and a gear, and 2 gears. Obviously the glass and the fiber optics would be used, but the crystal and the gears would not. So it would leave that behind inside the machine for you to then collect later if you wanted to. It doesn't work off of the workshop materials, however. You know, if you have all of your... Oh, hi there. If you have all your... What are you doing up here? Go back down to the salon. You're the hairstylist. What is she doing up here? Anyway, the materials you have to put into the machine that you want it to use. It won't use materials out of your workshop. Unless, I've heard that you can hook up a vacuum hopper and it will suck things out of the workshop, but I haven't tried that. Anyway, there it is. Just cranking out grenades for John there. Oh, and it must have run out of one or more of the materials. So it stopped working. We'll switch that off. I will take the frag grenades and I'll give them to Hancock. Here you go. Yeah, you want some frag grenades? There you go, baby. See, I've got some Nuka grenades. But you can't make those with the explosives mill. Alright, so there you go. That's the explosives mill. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, etc., just leave them on the video on YouTube. That should conclude all of my contraptions videos. There are no more contraptions machines for me to show you. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you later.